Is it starting now? Hi everyone. How y'all doing? So tonight's video is going to just be an introduction to my spiritual development class that I'm doing. There will be 6 classes. So tonight's is just an introduction, and then we'll start the actual classes tomorrow. I'm stuck on my bed right now, so yay me! Exciting! I know. Wow, you're bouncy. Guys, you need to stop jumping on those trampolines. Seriously. Just kidding. It says I have a viewer, but I don't see anybody. But anyway, tomorrow night will be on protection and grounding and the tools that you will use, and a little bit about how to go about starting that, because, and I'll just do the empath thing tonight, because the number one thing that you need to remember when you're doing all of this, when you do spiritual development, is most likely you are an empath. And as an empath, the number one thing you need to learn how to do is to ground and to protect, because when you go out in the world, you have people that are around you that have negative vibes and negative energy, and it just attacks you, and you are drained by the end of the day before you even get to do anything else, right? Hi Alex, hi Tammy, hi Melissa. Hey, look, there's people. Yay! There you all are. So anyway, so you, as an empath, you know, you have all these things that you do throughout the day, and you meet people, and you're around people, and their energy just drains you. So the first thing you have to do is you have to learn how to ground, and you have to learn how to protect. And hi Silvana, hi Cindy, yay! People are coming. So you have to ground and you have to protect. So tonight we're going to learn a little bit about what an empath is, and what you guys are bouncing. Guys, stop jumping on the trampoline. Just kidding. Hi Cindy. Hi Alex. Yay! Y'all are coming. So an empath. An empath is somebody who feels the emotions of another person as if they're their own. That's the best way that I can explain it in like one sentence. But basically it's a lot of things. It is, you can walk into a room and kind of feel what's been happening. You can meet someone and know what it is that they've been through. Even in their lifetime. Some people can do it like that as if it's been their lifetime. Sometimes it can only be in the moment, like what they just dealt with and what they've just been through. Sometimes some people are very depressed, or just have found out some very sad news, and that's going to be the number one thing that you're going to feel off of them. So that will be, those are just things that empaths do. Hi Joy, hi Eric. How debilitating is it though sometimes? It can be very debilitating. Imagine if you just ran into somebody who just found out that they had a loved one who they loved very dearly pass, and they are really emotionally distraught about it, right? You walk up to that person and you're feeling the exact same energy that they're feeling, right, as if it's your own. And you can't, if you don't know that you're an empath and you don't understand this yet, you can't differentiate between them and yours. So it's extremely debilitating. Oh, yes, yeah. Yes, and then some people will have it as an empath, as part of their gift will be they can feel physical pain. They can feel like an illness, like they can feel their blood is feeling funky or weird, and they're like, I don't know how to explain it, but all of a sudden I feel like my blood is not clean. It feels just gross. And I've heard that from people, and I've never experienced it other than being a medium, so I kind of understand, but it's not the same as if you were to meet somebody and know that their blood is messed up. Hi Nellie! Or it can be headaches, or it can be when you meet somebody, you get a headache because their energy doesn't match right with yours. Or you can go in the store and you can walk by like a group of people and they might all have different emotions about something, right? About different things. And you're just drained. You're done. You're like, you know what? I'm just gonna get my bread and I'm going home. I don't even care about anything. I'll get bread and peanut butter and jelly. That's what the kids are eating tonight. I'm not dealing with anything else, right? So those are all things that happen when you're an empath, and we have to learn different ways, different techniques to help to protect ourselves. And I'll go over a lot of that tomorrow night. That will be tomorrow night's class. But tonight I just kind of wanted to introduce myself to you guys. I'm Beth, by the way. In case you didn't know, I'm Beth. I'm going to be doing the classes. Yes, and you can see the slightest mood change. You can see the slightest body change. That's why a lot of empaths can tell when someone's lying. They can just see it in their face. They can feel it. They instantly just kind of know, oh, they're not telling the truth about something. And sometimes we kind of have to learn what that means. Is this person lying all the way, or are they just keeping something away from me, or are they just telling a little bit of a fib because of whatever reason, right? Yeah. And animals know. I can't tell you how many times I've walked up to an animal and had it absolutely love me, and I've been able to do, I was a vet tech for a long time, so I was able to do all kinds of things to animals, and then people would be like, that dog won't let anybody touch him without eating him, you know? I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. At the time I didn't know I was an empath, so I didn't know how to explain it. All I knew was that animals liked me. I've had, random animals come up to me, very close to me. I've had, squirrels run across my feet. I've had butterflies and dragonflies will come up and land on me. Moths, like the really big pretty ones, will come around. I'm a dog trainer now. My clients call me the miracle. Yes, I was a dog trainer for a little while because of that too. I really was. And I went to ABC, Animal Behavioral College. I didn't completely finish because I could never pay. I never paid the rest of the school because it was quite expensive at the time. And so I never got the actual certificate, but I finished everything up to it, including the test. But I knew what I needed to know and moved on, because you don't have to have any kind of certification to be a dog trainer. I was like, well, I guess I'll just move on from here. And I've worked with many animals since. I worked with, then I went into the Army, and I was a medic in the Army. And the first place they put me as a medic in the Army was in the psych ward. Well, we call it the inpatient behavioral health unit. So people don't feel as upset that they're in the psych ward. So if you're ever in an inpatient behavioral health unit, you'll know what I'm talking about. So, and being an empath, that's where I learned that I was an empath. And I learned what it was, because I was like, I feel like every day I'm either going to kill myself or someone else, because every person in there actually wanted to kill themselves or someone else. That we were a acute, behavioral health unit where you were eminently going to hurt somebody or yourself. That was it. That's what you were in there for. And then you were sent on to a different facility once you left ours. So, and we were like the first line of defense from Afghanistan and from overseas in the military. So when they came to us if anything like that was happening. And so every day I'd go into work and I'd be like, do I want to kill myself or do I want to kill this person? What's going on? I've never felt like this before. And that was why. So that's why I had to look into it and see, what is an empath? Why do I feel like this? Why is it I feel these energies? I'd also feel other energies in rooms. Like there'd be 3 people in the room, but I might feel 5. And I didn't know what that was at the time. Later on I found out that's because I'm a medium, right? So I felt the other people's energies that had passed, but I didn't know who they were. I would just walk into a room, and those 3 people, after I realized found out that I was an empath, there'd be 3 people in the room, but I might feel 5, and I'm like, I still don't understand this. I'm not getting what other people are getting, right? I've let flies out of bottles so they don't suffocate and die a slow death. Trust me, I know how crazy that sounds. No, I've done that. I don't even like spiders, and there are times when I've had a spider, and I've been really close to killing it, and then I'm like, all right, I'll just put you outside. He suffers a lot because of the horrible things that happen in this. Yeah. Yeah, and that's another sign that you're an empath. If you're watching a movie and something really horrible happens and you have to turn it off because you can't handle it. Like, you put yourself in the position of the person that's, you know, the actress or whatever that's playing the part, and you can't separate that. And so you don't watch movies. And if you have friends that are empaths, and even if you're not trying to spiritually, develop a spiritual gift, this is really a really good class for even just learning about yourself and what you need to do next, and who you are as a person, and growing as the individual that you are. That's kind of my passion. So that's why I wanted to do these classes. Why I do them. Why do we attract people who are negative and take advantage of our energy? Because the real truth of the matter is we are kind of drawn, especially to like a narcissistic type, right? Is what you're talking about. So we're kind of drawn to narcissistic types because they'll tell us, we will say, oh, are you okay today? And then they'll get upset with us, or they'll be like, hey, stop. So why are you asking this? I'm fine. I don't know what you're talking about. And they'll deny every emotion that you feel that they have. And so we think, wow, we found somebody that we can be around, and we can kind of let our guard down and pretend, and pretend for a minute that we're not, that we're not feeling these emotions from these people, right? So when we feel like we can't feel them, right? Like we think, okay, we finally found somebody around us that we can't feel what they're thinking or feeling, then it's kind of like a reprieve, a break for us. Like, oh, these people I can be myself around, and I don't have to like be on guard constantly. And it's frustrating to always have to be on guard, right? When you're an empath. When you're at home and the ones with you love and everything else, you feel like I should be able to be myself. And in the beginning with the narcissist, you feel like, oh, I can be myself. I don't have to explain myself to them. I don't have to feel anything from them because they obviously are different, and I can't feel what they're thinking because they always tell me I'm wrong. So I must be wrong. Well, come many, many years later, we always find out, no, we were really, really right. And we really shouldn't have been there, and we shouldn't have been with those people because they take advantage of us. And because we're so nice and kind, and we like to make everybody else happy, when they start having these feelings of, you're not good enough for me, then we're like, yes, I am. I know I'm good enough. You told me I was good enough. You said everything was perfect. You said everything was fine. And not only that, but I don't have to feel things around you. I don't have to put that barrier up around you. And then they break it down, and you're no longer yourself anymore. Right. Your thoughts or feelings are invalid. Your thoughts and feelings are crazy. You have no idea what you're talking about. They know everything. Like, why did you tell me, asking them, why did you tell me last night that I was stupid for putting, oil in the pan to cook steak? And then they're like, I never said that. I said it was pick the olives for the oil are stupid because they think that, steak is something or other. Well, and you're like, what? There's nothing. No, that's not what you said. This is what you said. And then they'll, no, that's not what I said. You're crazy. I know exactly what I said. And then you feel like you're crazy. Yeah, exactly. And then they will control you that way. I know, it really isn't fair, but partially it's our own fault, but we don't realize it because we think, hey, this is somebody safe to be around. They can't feel, I can't feel them. And then because we don't know any better, especially before we realize we're an empath, we think that everybody can feel like we can. Or we feel the emotions of all people, right? And some people can do this, but not all. And we think, oh, everyone can. So then we're around a narcissist, right? And they tell us, well, I can't, you can't feel me. You don't know what I'm thinking. And then you think, well, then maybe they can't see or feel what I'm thinking for the first time. I found somebody who can't feel what I'm thinking. Because when I say it, they're wrong too. Yeah. It does mean that when you are looking for someone to be with, for your, for a mate, you know what I mean, to be with, I was thinking soulmate and it just came out mate. To look for your mate. look for your soulmate or something like that, I would definitely be very careful that if you, the telltale red flags are when you start talking to them and after a little bit you say, hey, I did this, or I feel this, or you ask them, hey, are you feeling a certain way, and they start getting really mad, that's a telltale sign to run. That's a red flag. Just run. If they get mad about anything stupid, in the beginning or even a year later, run. Just run. I've learned my lesson more than once. Run. I would definitely not look for the type that you think you're attracted to. You think that's the type that you're attracted to. Probably because you don't feel that emotion. You feel that you're free to be yourself, like I was saying, with the emotions and everything, right? But they're not really the right person for you. You need to find somebody that you actually can feel their emotions and that they actually can feel yours. And that you guys can come together and understand and respect and love each other for who you are and not for somebody that you can make them or that they can make you. Alright, so I was just playing with the cards and two of them popped out. And it says, my outer experiences are a reflection of my internal condition, which is... Come on. There we go. And then the other one that came out said, joy is the ultimate creator. Now these might be backwards. Are these written backwards for you guys? Because I have the flipped video on, so these might be backwards for you guys. But it says, joy is the ultimate creator, and then the other one says, my outer experiences are a reflection of my internal condition. And it's kind of funny, because we were talking about being an empath. And we have to remember as empaths that sometimes we need to use that little bit of that inner joy to create a little bit of that inner joy of our own to move forward. And sometimes that's exactly what we need for the for that boundary, that protection that we need as an empath, is just to remember our little inner joys and then ignore everybody else's negativity. And it's hard sometimes because, you know, you get all caught up, and I know I do it. I have people that are around me that sometimes they lose complete control of their emotions, and I'm standing literally within feet of them when they do it, and I have to sit there and I will start having an anxiety attack, right? And for no reason. They're having an anxiety attack for a reason, and I'm standing there, don't have anything to do with it. I just happen to be within, you know, within physical distance of them, and I'm having an anxiety attack out of nowhere. And I've had to learn some of those, you know, tricks of the trade. Sometimes I'd have to create my own joy, remember my own joy, and get in my bubble, remember my own emotions and where they come from, and separate my emotions from someone else's emotions. And it's really important to do that. The moment I embrace my peace within and surrender the outcome is the moment that the universe can truly get to work. Ooh, I think this is the one that we should all meditate on before we do. I hope you guys can read this. You probably have to read backwards. But meditate on that one tonight until tomorrow night if you're going to come back to the class tomorrow night. Meditate on that one. I'll say it again in case you can't read it. The moment I embrace my peace within and surrender the outcome is the moment that the universe can truly get to work. Yes, Eric, that's exactly that. In fact, a lot of empaths do get diagnosed as either bipolar, borderline personality disorder, or anxiety, and get put on medications for it because they don't know where these emotions are coming and why they feel the anxiety, why all of a sudden 1 minute they're happy and then they walk into a room and they're feeling really angry and they think it's themselves, right? When it's actually just an empathic thing, which a lot of psychologists and it is scientific. In the science world, in the psychology world, they call us HSP. It's called highly sensitive people. That's really what it's called. That's what we are. We're a highly sensitive person in the psych ward or in the science world. So it's real. It's documented. People have noticed this is a thing. And psychologists now and psychiatrists now are actually being trained in this, so that when somebody comes in and they have some things like this, you know, anxiety out of nowhere, the bipolar disorder type thing, but it's like, I went to my friend's house and I all of a sudden was really angry and really upset and frustrated. Well, what'd you go to your friend's house for? Well, they had just had a fight with their boyfriend. Well, like, there's a connection there. So if you've been diagnosed with anything like that, or if you've had anything like that where you thought, well, I must be this, I would definitely take a step back and do a little bit of meditating and say, And that's what we're going to start talking about tomorrow night. That's going to be the first class, is how to focus on your own emotions and feelings, and how to separate that from other people, and how to protect yourself from those other people's. Yes, that's exactly what you do. You do, and trust me, that's the beginning portion. That's the very beginning of learning on this whole spiritual development journey, which is more than a spiritual development. This is a life explaining class. I'm gonna do it in 6 days. Usually I do it in 6 weeks. So let's see. Let's hope that we can all get through this together. We'll have a pizza party on Saturday night, guys. Be ready for the pizza party on Saturday night, because we're gonna go through it real fast. But don't worry, I know we all got this. All right, everybody. That's the end. Today was just the introduction, explaining what's going to happen. So 7 o'clock every day this week. Tomorrow we will be learning about boundaries and using your boundaries, techniques for boundaries, grounding, and what it means when you're an empath, and how to find out what's yours, and how to find out what emotions are somebody else's. Okay? Oh, you guys are wonderful. I love you all. You made me feel good. All right. I love you all, and I will see you tomorrow. I'm going to try and do some Spirits with Spirit in the morning. Bye, everyone. Love you. Bye.